Hello, welcome. This is Stephen Hutchinson, the author of Power Thought. And I just want to analyze a situation which I think is very interesting and very intriguing. And that is the origin of thought. Where do thoughts come from? Where do they come from? As a matter of fact, where do they come from? What is it? What is a thought? Speaking of, where do they come from? I mean, I'm sure that some people are like, hey, well, who cares? I rarely use them anyway. But anyway, that's our concern. Where do thoughts come from? So, considering that we all have them, everyone has thoughts, even a so-called crazy person has thoughts. The insane have thoughts, even though the thoughts are insane and crazy, but they also have thoughts. So we all have them. So it's intriguing to me to try to understand, where do they come from? Now, if we consider what they are, we can understand by logic that a thought is energy. We can understand that energy. We can understand the concept because we can feel it. We can feel energy. We know energy, power exists, even though we may not be able to see it with our eyes, but we know it's there. Just as we may not be able to see a thought, but we know it's there because we can detect it. We can perceive it. We have perception. We can perceive a thought. So, the origin of thought. If we look at the flow, how thoughts flow, we can understand through, again, logic. Like I have in my book, Power Thought, there's a quote in my book that says, clouds, thoughts. It says that clouds flow through the sky just as thoughts flow through the mind. So we can see that. We can see how the clouds are floating through the sky. And we can also see how thoughts are flowing through the mind. And also, we understand that just as the sky produces clouds, so does the mind produce thoughts. Interesting. So that is one of my power thoughts, actually. That just as the sky is producing clouds, so does the mind produce thoughts. But we still want to understand even more depth. Where does a thought originate from? Does it originate in the mind? And from where does that originate? So, with these questions in mind, we're going to continue this discussion. You can get my book, Power Thought, at powerthoughtnow.com. That's powerthoughtnow.com. Peace. Positive.